Hello, hello. Howdy, hi, welcome. Come on in. I don't know how long this one's gonna be because I don't think we need to, do a ton of shading, honestly. And that's okay because my tummy is a little bit upset because I ate too much soup. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, let's add some shadows to everybody. We'll start with Petra Runt since they're at the top. Often what I would do is just shade them all together, but I'm gonna give them all their own shading, so that. What did I just do? Gonna give them all their own shading so I can move them around efficiently. Yeah, we'll go with some warm shading. That looks nice. And I'm putting that there, that ugly brown blob. That's my shadow color. So then, just in case I realize I need to fix something, I can. I can just come back and handle that. Because otherwise, I'm going to be working with a multiply layer, and I can't color pick my shadows. So, yeah. Happens to the best of us. You know, everyone, we all get a little bit lost in the sauce. Especially when it comes to soup. I fancy my peaches with a bit of neurotoxin too, thank you very much. Well, they are, actually. Fun fact, you might not know this, but you probably do. Peach pits, they have cyanide in them. So you shouldn't let your dogs eat them. That's a big thing. But yeah, peaches are actually, technically, toxic. Isn't that fun? Isn't that real neato? Oop. Went a little too far there. So do apple seeds? Really? I feel like we've all definitely eaten apple seeds. It must be a less of a pressing issue. I mean, I'm sure if you eat a ton of apple seeds, you'll be, you know, bad news bears. But, they must just be, like, kind of a smaller dosage per seed. Since they're such smaller seeds than peach pits. Oops. Thought that was apples. A lot of plants are more poisonous than you probably assume. Nature will just really get you like that. Every day that I do an art stream, I think, great, I'll figure out something to talk about once I get started. And then I get started and I go, great, time to think about what I did today. And then my brain's like, wind noises. Art streams are, like, I always rely on you guys to keep a balance with me. You all are very good at chit-chatting. Staying on topic. You're 10 out of 10 chatters. I must say. If I could give you an award, best comment section, it's you guys. But art streams especially, because sometimes all I really need is one of you asking a so non-important question. That's usually the ones that get me going the most. It'll be like, Twiins, what are your thoughts on, you know, I don't know, something Pokemon related, usually. And then I'll be like, oh, actually, rant unlocked. I've got a lot of opinions. The best number? Obviously, it's number 1. It's the winner. It's right there in the title. You know what I think? I understand why they do this. So, in Mystery... No, that's not what it's called. In Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the answer to, like the meaning of life is 42. And that's a great joke. Don't get me wrong, 10 out of 10. But when presented with any opportunity to give an answer that is a number, I find 42 is the meaning of life to be the most boring answer. It's more boring than 69, which is also, I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty Route 1. So, just a minor nitpick with the world. So many other people would have been presented with that question of what's the best number? 42! Every time, like, they mean it's just, you know, fans enjoying a thing. It's no morally worse than my initial response of, 69, ho hee ho, cause it's the sex number. But, I don't know, I'm just like, come up with another answer. And that's the problem. Number questions are so often, it's like, what's the best number? I don't know, when I was a kid, the best number was the channel that, like, the TV channel that I liked the best. The one that was Nickelodeon, you know? Children these days don't know that. Children these days don't channel? What is that? You mean the streaming service that played fucking Pokemon or whatever? No, we used to have to change the channel. Oh, like from HDMI to auxiliary. No. Kids they just don't know. Kids don't know nothing anymore. Have you seen the new Chainsaw Man chapters? I have not. Well, I was thinking about getting back in, but then I was like, I'm sure I can wait a little bit longer. I've got it in my head that we're on the precipice of good things about to happen, so I'm just biding my time. Chainsaw Man's a nice one when I want something to really get me into the, like, working on comics mood. Because it just gets the inspiration going. Same with, like, Blue Period. Nothing makes me more like, I'm an artist than Blue Period. So. Great. We'll add some shine in here, too. That's what I'm doing right now. Shine will be its own kind of special thing. I don't like to do one flat color for shine. I feel like it comes more to life when you really take the time to make shine different colors. Wait, there's a joke to the number 42? Well, I mean, that's the joke. Is that it's like, what is the meaning of life? 42. That's it. That's the joke. That's it. Yeah, it's like, what? It's British humor, you see. I never know how I feel about the way I add shine to hair. I never feel like it looks quite right. But I also never really know what else to do. Here we go. And then we'll also add some light to their eyes. Okay, impossible to see light, never mind. Oh, cool. We'll add some shine to these things as well. Hell yeah! One down. Oh my. Fun fact. For Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, every time the story is adapted, it's completely different with some basic similar details, because something about the ship's engines causes the universe to reset. That's why the movie is different from the book, which is different from the BBC series, which is different from the radio show. That is pretty neato. I feel like a bit of a convoluted answer for, like, why is it different, but not a bad one. Twins not important, but I just wanted to say that I finally found Pokemon Shield. Oh, hooray! It's the last and only one in the store. I'm surprised you didn't just order it online. That's what I usually do. If it's the double-edged sword of being like, ooh, I should, because ordering means you have to wait, like time has to pass for it to ship to you, and also, you also gotta pay for shipping. But nothing will like upset me more than going to the store and the game not being there, and it's like, but also we live in a digital world now, so push comes to shove, you can always just digitally download games without having to worry about the shipping price. I digitally downloaded Animal Crossing for that exact reason. Actually, I didn't even leave the store or leave my house, I'm pretty sure. I think for Animal Crossing, I just went, I want that. I'm not leaving, because you must remember, it was also the height of the pandemic. I was literally, I was home because one of Allison's co-workers tested, like her husband tested positive for COVID. And so that meant Allison had to stay home, and because it was like a chain of, okay, we all gotta stay home, kind of a thing. And it was the day that Animal Crossing came out. And I was like, well, I'm not leaving, because I, like, morally can't. But also because I've basically just been gifted a vacation. Hell no, I'm not leaving the house. So, yeah. And it is just, it's only rough because of the fear of, oops, you're out of memory space. And it's like, oh no! It's been a manageable issue, though. Memory space. I like your art. It feels like when a cartoon gets a budget for shading and highlights. Thank you. I think I know what you mean. Like the episodes where it's like, look at how fucking nice this looks this time. Because usually it doesn't. It's a rough one. And I've talked about unique art styles before. How, my art tends to wander between anime and cartoon. You can clearly see the anime influence. But, like, I don't know, it's not like that sort of classic default anime aesthetic that would mean I could easily get, like, people to commission me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one would commission me for an anime specific looking thing. So it's a little rough for that regard, but you know, I'm not looking to get commissions anyway. Real talk, I find doing commissions so fucking boring. I prefer to do the art that, like, I think of. Commissions are, it's just, they're just boring. You know, more power to all you out there who can do commissions and do them happily, because I can't. But yeah. No one will want to commission me for an anime thing. But then also I feel like it's too anime for people who are like, I want my thing to look like Steven Universe or whatever. So there's just no winning, I guess. No winning the commission games that I don't want to participate in. Oh, we've reached the end of the playlist. Gotta get that BGM that y'all can't hear. Hold on, Ogapan should drink peach smoothies in front of Petulant. Just mischievous. Whoa, hang on. You've messed up this word so hard. Just mischievous taught them for funsies. You ever accidentally select the wrong brush? Ruin your whole life for a second? Couldn't be me. I don't understand artists who, like, man, like, and not like in a, I don't understand how those freaks can do that. No, no, no. Who use different brushes, and usually it's for, like, the end goal is, texture. My brain, man, I just, like, black out. You put a different type of brush in my hand, and I forget how to draw. So, I'm unendingly impressed with the simple idea of artists just using a different brush. I'm easily impressed, what can I say? Remember how I was like, they don't need a ton of shading, and I'm putting in all this effort for shading. Twiins, what's the best Skylander design? Is that Spyro game? Dark Donkey Kong. That's the only one I know. Spyro. Spyro's the best design. Sorry, you'll have to ask me about the design for things that are made for, not tiny babies. I'm just, like, weirdly way too aggressive about about it for no reason. Hang on, well, I'm gonna add some detailing to that gemmy boy right there. I'm gonna finish giving Ogrepon her shading, and then I'll do that. Oh, hang on. Alright, close off my giant gaping hole in the line art that would have absolutely messed up my jimmies. You'll spend 17 hours in the pit doing the shading. Legit had a coworker pay me $20 to paint him the 3 Pokemon starters, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Pretty cool stuff. That's so often the thing, as well. Non-artists, because an artist can just draw themselves things like the starters or whatever. Non-artists want one of two things. One, can you replicate this art style? Which I'm bad at doing. Or two, can you paint this realistically? Can you make a realistic painting of my 2 cats? Bitch, no. You look at this shit I draw, you think I can draw things realistically? You think I'd be drawn like this if I could draw realism? Get the fuck out of here. No, that's bad. I wanted to imply shading down there and just made it ugly. Oh, fuck autocorrect. Sometimes it be like that. It just, especially when it's chat, I try to read you guys pretty fast. And then I encounter a word that's like the perfect amalgamation of 3 different things. And it's like, oh no! Because usually, like, I can deduce what autocorrect has failed to do for you. But sometimes I can't. So don't worry, I'm not judging. I was just like, ah shit, I've failed. Cannot read this one. Not efficiently. Uh-oh. Okay. It loaded for a long time for a second there. We're alright. Okay, let's add that extra color going on in this gemmy stone. I'm kind of winging it with the color, in case you couldn't tell. the colors. That's all the good ones. Okay. Great. Wow. Cool. Awesome. Way to go, me. Thanks, self. She only plays mature games like Pokemon Puzzle League. Listen, Pokemon Puzzle League is not for babies. It's too hard for them. I feel like I actually remember us borrowing, like renting Pokemon Puzzle League when we were younger, like Critter and I. And not liking it because it was too hard. We couldn't do it. And like, I gotta be honest, the premise is also not stunning. Like, do you want to play a crappy puzzle game? No, I want to play Pokemon. Brightar. Yeah. I gotta be honest, fam, my brain is still in Baldur's Gate. Like, I'm like, think about something funny to talk about. And my brain's like, we could talk about Baldur's Gate some more! And it's like, no, fam. We can't. I dedicated the stream, the one stream to it. We can't just talk about Baldur's Gate to the end of time. So, y'all have to be patient with me. Do you like how I added ludicrously subtle shine to the mask for no reason? And it's like, bitch, why we being all so coy about it? Just make it clear that it's got like fucking light bouncing off of it. Dumbass. That's me, I'm dumbass. Y'all ever do that? Where you zoom in like this far and you're like, excellent, perfect. And then you zoom out and you realize no one can see it and it's like, fuck. That's why you gotta make sure you step back sometimes. Even physically, you know. Like, lean back in your chair for a second. Let yourself look at the whole page. The crystal looks really good. Thanks! I saw, like, one tutorial one time on how to make gemstones look nice. And I did not remember all the tips in that tutorial. But I remembered enough to be like, that is doable. Alright, let's hide those two and get the fellas going. The big tip for gemstones. Step 1. Put light everywhere. Step 2. Really push the contrast. Gemstones, like, they're kind of metallic in that regard. So, you know, if let's pretend we want Monkey Dory's bandana here to be kind of gemstone coated. We want really saturated shadows and then really bright light. But preferably at a small amount of opacity to really give it that nice pop. And that's how I do, fucking, like, metal and stuff. Let go of the gamer posture, exactly. This reminds me of that one Pokemon art game I got on 3DS as a kid. Oh my gosh! Pokemon Art Academy! I did not own that, but I did watch a good number of Game Grumps videos. There was like a series where Ross, because Ross is an artist, and so that was kind of what they did. Ross did like the art in the game, and he just like put a lot of effort into it, very similar to kind of what he does now, at least what I think he still does, what he had been doing with, you know, getting a bunch of animators together on Twitch to animate in Gartic Phone or whatever. It was kind of like a precursor to that. And then I think they like set up like an actual like museum location. Like they rented a space and people could come and look at the art. Pretty cool. You just sent me down like a memory rabbit hole there. Golly. Don't even talk to me unless your eyes look like Monkey Dory's. Just realizing how not good this hand is. Que sera, I guess. Whatever. People will be like, oh, these designs are pretty alright, but that one hand is pretty ass, so let's burn her. At the stake. Something I really like with Pokemon designs, human Pokemon designs, are ones, I see these sometimes, they're always so cool, where they, the artist designs them like they're in a fantasy game. Kind of like what I did with the, Evolutions at one time, which was a lot of fun. But like, you know, with like armor, like, they really like kind of establish as if this were an RPG, like a normal RPG, and these were RPG companions, where you can kind of tell what class that they would be and such. And I always think those are the coolest. But I mean, obviously, sick nasty fantasy gear is more interesting than streetwear. Like, that's just a fact. I'm not super good at designing fantasy stuff. I can't do armor to save my life, and beyond that, I kind of just default to, whatever Link wears. A collection of tunics and pants. But, I'd like to get better at doing fantasy stuff. A big thing is, my stories are so never set in a fantasy sort of... set in a fantasy setting. Yellow? Oh, I meant the eye bags, by the way. Unless your eyes look this tired. Love your shading. Also, my art style is a bit more chibi. Chibi art styles can be really, really cute, though. Who's that purple-haired one? I think I missed the stream you drew that one. The Petrarunt? Oop. Yeah, that's Petrarunt. They are... nope. 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 That Pokemon. Up there. Wow. Petrarunt is the one that controls the Toxic Trio, which are the 3 boys. Petrarunt is the one that, like, kinda... That's why they've all got... The Pokemon have chains on all of them. If I could find any of them again. Yeah. The Pokemon all have chains on them, which, oh my lord. Which, yeah. And that's Petrarunt's doing. Petrarunt, like, took over them, like, entrapped them. So Petrarunt is technically the boss of these 3. Are there stores that sell clothes like that? I don't. I'm sure you can find anything online. You just gotta look hard enough. I don't know where this one renegade line, like, dot came from. Oh no. Well, we'll handle that. Or we just won't. We'll just pretend we can't see it. Goddamn, Monkey Dory had so much going on. There's a lot to think about with shading. Oh, I wonder if you guys heard that thunder just then. It was quite a lot of it. Let me just save really quick. If stream ends really suddenly, that would be why. So, I don't know. Be aware. I don't expect a power outage, but, you know, just in case. Sorry, like I said, Monkey Dory had a lot going on, so I kind of had to start thinking like an artist for a second there. Great. I'm great at this. And what is this, you mean? Oh, art? No. Not just art. I'm great at making smashable men. Didn't even go in trying to make this one hot. I'm just that good. You will draw chains for 26 hours. Did you ever watch that official video on Pet Your Run Story? I didn't. I never did the Mochi Mayhem. Like, I know very little about Pet Your Run. It's why I wasn't gonna have Pet Your Run in the picture. But then Allison was like, you should have Pet Your Run. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, golly, if you insist. But, no, so I'm actually a little bit behind. Allison explained kind of the deal between Pet Your Run and the Toxic Trio to me, so I could kind of know what was up. But yeah, I have heard the Mochi Mayhem song, though. That's a banger. Not a surprise that that one is a Toby Fox song. Imagine being Toby Fox. You just gonna make music for Pokemon. That's so cool. Goddamn, Monkey Dory's got so much going on. Okay, great. Great and cool. What's your favorite out of context line from any movie? Huh. I guess the one that I reference the most, so it must be my favorite, is nothing? 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 Tra-la-la, nothing? That's from Labyrinth. It was when they were in the oubliette right before Jareth sixed the cleaners onto Sarah and Hoggle. How many of you are familiar with Labyrinth? Like, you've seen the movie, you know the characters. Not just you are aware of it and have probably heard annoying theater kids say, you remind me of the Babe. Don't think Toby was involved with the Mochi song at all? I googled it. It wasn't a useful Google search. Well, it's still a banger. And Toby did make the Area Zero theme, which is my favorite, so... Okay, Sura Sura. Thanks for being a party pooper, though. No, I'm joking. Thanks for raining on my little parade. Imagine if someone reacted that way every time they were proven wrong. Oh wait, I don't need to imagine it. That's just how the internet works. It's so Toby coded. That's why it was easy to just believe that fact. It's like, oh, Toby made this one? That tracks. It's so good. Excellent. Monkey Dory, done. I've seen the movie when I was like 6, so I remember Jack and shit. I love Labyrinth. It's my favorite movie. And I mentioned that at work, and my boss, big boss, was like, oh, that movie, scarred me. And I was like, what happened? And it's because he liked it when he was a kid, and then when he got older, it was significantly harder to ignore how much of David Bowie's penis is not like visible, but David Bowie is just wearing leggings. There's not too much left to the imagination. So yeah, but I was like, personally, I don't mind, but I can understand why that might be an issue for you. But it's just so good. What a 10 out of 10 movie. I love all the music in it. Sorry, I was texting Allison. about work. But, yeah. I could watch that movie until the end of time. And I'd be happy. You know what, actually, don't talk to me unless your eyes look like, Okie Dogi's eyes. This is the kind of man I want. Sorry, I needed to focus on I needed to think. I needed to be an artist for a second there. He's got a lot going on with his hair as well that I kind of gotta make sure I get right. So many streamers said Toby made the Team Star themes and he wasn't even involved. Yeah, that's weird that they thought that. Probably because it's just another good song. You know, everyone's aware that, oh, Toby made, he did music for Scarlet Violet, but it was like, but which ones? And so trying to suss out which ones are the Toby songs based on, like, vibes. Nothing wrong with that. My wife loved that movie growing up and I never watched it. She showed me and we were both very surprised at the immense amount of presents Bowie was dancing around with in this kid's movie. I mean, it's not like it's explicit. It was also the 80s. People just looked like that to a degree. and that's the big thing. You say it's a kid's movie, but none of the kids noticed. There's no kids going, look, you can see Jareth's pee-pee or anything cringe like that. Because we're just not looking, I guess. It's a tough one to show people when you're not a kid, I will say. And not just because of how much presence David's got going on. But it was weird to just call him David and not David Bowie. But because it's just a weird kind of fantasy story. Things aren't explained super well. Like, I remember when I showed Allison and another friend, they were staying over at our place, and we were like, let's watch fucking Labyrinth. And we were in high school, I'm pretty sure. And they were like, okay, yeah, we'll watch the Twiins, the Twiins movie. And, like, the first scene had them confused, because Sarah is, like, returning home from a her doing a play, like recital, and she's in costume, but none of that is explained, and she's like going over her lines, and she's struggling to remember her lines. It's an important part of the plot. I can never remember that line. You know, you have no power over me, that kind of thing. She ends up reciting her play at the end of the movie, which I think also the play is the story of the Goblin King. Also not explained. None of that is explained. And they were like, is she doing cosplay in the park? And I was like, no, don't forget, this was like the 90s. Cosplay wasn't a thing. So yeah, that was just like step one in a list of things that are hard to explain to an adult, because adults have answers. A kid, they just go, she's wearing a cool outfit. And she's got lines to memorize. And now what? Oh, she's just in the labyrinth? Like, he just showed up? Alright. Anyway, you know, kids are a lot more willing to just accept kind of leaps in plot like that. My mom loves Bowie and tried showing me Labyrinth as a kid, but I cried and screamed so hard at the beginning she turned it off. What was it that frightened you, if you don't mind me asking? If you don't remember, that's alright. But I'm curious by this response. I wonder if it was when Sarah makes her wish. Because the beginning is pretty tame, nothing too scary going on, and then, you know, she goes, and I wish the Goblin King really would come take you away right now. And then he does. And Toby, her little brother, immediately stops crying. And it's kind of a scary scene, because it's just suddenly he's quiet. After he had been crying for like 5 minutes. And then Sarah's like, Toby, why'd you stop crying? And like, as she reaches towards his cradle, and then suddenly he's gone, and then the goblins start like skittering around the room, being all scary little shits. So I bet it was that, but I want to know if my guess is correct. But again, if you either don't remember or don't want to share, that's alright. But I bet it's that. That is a bit of a bar to entry for littlies. It's a scary scene for kids. Oh, fuck. I forgot that I gave him these sexy green gloves. I should add, this stitching on the side of gloves does so much, but it's such a pain to do, like, repeatedly, like, for comics. So, it's that double-edged sword of, shit, that looks so good, but do I want to do that for every damn panel? Arriving, the first thing I see is full chest, 10 out of 10 stream. I needed to shade his chest. Fun fact, the only thing I knew was Labyrinth as a kid was basically my aunts had a Blu-ray DVD of it and would play it for movie night. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10 movie for movie night. Especially if you're only half paying attention, like how adults would do. But then, so it's like you're only half paying attention, and then it's like, oh shit, hang on, I love this song. I also hope they never remake Labyrinth. If they want to re-engage with Labyrinth, I would want it to be a sequel. But like a completely disconnected sequel. Like it's not, yeah, I've got the crappy comic, like quote-unquote manga, except I think it was made by an Australian person, but that's besides the point. And it, like, follows Toby as an older, like, kid going through the Labyrinth. They completely missed all the good stuff about Labyrinth. Those comics are terrible. I have considered reviewing them before because they're just ass. But, I don't even think I want it to be Toby. Like, if we ever do Labyrinth again, I would want it to just be, like, some other kid doing an adventure through the Labyrinth. It's tough, because how do you recast Jareth? Because David Bowie has passed away. And he would have been too old for the role anyway. I say, have, like, it's basically like a new Goblin King, but make it a woman, a Goblin Queen, and it could still be Jareth. Like, the Goblin King is such an enigma. He could just be like, "Fuck it, I want to be a girl now." Oh, we're drawing Pokemon, by the way. Human Pokemon. We're almost done giving them shading, which is great. Apparently it was when the gargoyles took the kid away. Gargoyles. They're goblins, but that's close enough. I don't remember a thing, but my mom likes telling me that story. Yeah, so I bet I'm right. I think I've got the scary scene down. I've got to add shading to this damn stupid chain. Because an unshaded chain looks stupid. That's fine. Anything for my favorite. Because that is absolutely how artists operate. Sometimes in the back rooms, I will encounter comics. Like comic books. And they range in quality. Not just in terms of like art quality in general, but also some of them are a little hornier than others, you know? Comic artists are honestly way worse than manga artists in terms of the horniness. Despite the prevalent mindset that olds have, where it's like, if I encounter a manga in the back rooms, you know, you're guaranteed to have one older woman to be like, "Are you sure we could put that out?" And it's like, yeah, it's fucking Azumanga Daioh, you dumb fuck. Just because it looks like anime, it doesn't mean it's automatically porn, you stupid cunt. But that's besides the point. Manga are clearly labeled when they are for older audiences. Comics aren't. Their labels will be wander across the fucking book. Sometimes it's not even labeled at all, and so I have to be really careful interacting with the comics, just because I can't let any strangers wandering through the back rooms see like porn. We can't have any porn wandering around, and comics are a way bigger deal versus manga. But this has been a wandering. This has been a wandering plot. The point I was making was, some of the comics are a lot hornier than others, and every time I've encountered one that it's been like, I don't know if this is too horny or not, I gotta get a manager to look at it. One of them has a pretty consistent response, where he'll say, "Boy, this artist really had a type, huh?" And I gotta be honest, brother, every artist does art as an excuse to facilitate their own fetishes. And I've told him that before. I've been like, I've got a character who exists just to get hurt. So yeah, he had a type. Big titties, big ass. No one is surprised. Anyway, what do we do with this? Should I throw it out? And not all art, obviously. Like, this isn't, despite Okidogi's design. But this was facilitated by the Pokemon design, you know? That's not him. That's not him. That's not him. He's around here somewhere. There he is. Like I was emulating Okidogi's fur pattern, you know? But yeah. If you're gonna sit there and go, artists using art to show off how horny they are, like you're surprised, then, brother, I don't know why you're surprised. I accept the canon of the Goblin King being gender fluid. It's so, like, feasible, isn't it? He's so, I mean, look at him. Look at him! It's David Bowie! You know? If someone were to be like, oh, they made Labyrinth woke, I'd be like, it It was David Bowie. My guy. David Bowie, the one who gave an awards speech, and he started with ladies, gentlemen, and those of, like, unspecified gender, and, you know? Wow. Yeah, we really went off the beaten path with this one. Comic industry needs to have a category for, like, manga. I agree. Some of it's, like, you know, like, it's not bad if it wants to be for adults, but it's just, we gotta know. Easily and quickly. And we gotta know why something might be rated above, because violence is fine. But sex isn't. That's the problem. What happened here? Oh, I see what happened. I just masked the wrong layer. There we go. And honestly, I say violence is fine, but the ugliest comics I've seen, like the worst ones, and this is just my opinion obviously, but the ones that I definitely wouldn't be like, oh, let me check out more of this, are the ones that are uber violent. They're just so ugly. It's like, and this is gonna be me be catty. I'm gonna be a poor artist, and I'm gonna be catty and mock someone's art style. Don't do as I do. But it's like they cover up how shit their art is by being like, yeah, but I made it super sexy and violent. And it's like, wow, just because you have a girl not wearing a shirt as she blows up some guy's head and you learned how to make blood spatters look nice doesn't mean shit. Your art is not good. That's it. That's the end of Catty Twiins being a poor artist shitting on other people's abilities. I couldn't tell you any specifics. Like, I'm not thinking of a specific artist. It's just something I've seen before, and I don't know, I find it a little gauche. There's ways to do violence that's not poor. Kind of a thing. Since you were talking about manga, it reminded me of how my grandma calls manga manga, or just says the Japanese comics you read backwards. Yeah, older people, one of my managers, and he reads manga. He reads One Piece. He pronounces it, manga. Okay. And then, yeah, one of my others, Big Boss, he if you say the word manga around him, he goes, that the Japanese comics? And he's like, yeah. The ones you read backwards and upside down? Well, no, that's just backwards. but okay, Big Boss. You know what we're talking about. He's the same one. I think I told you guys this story. I've got a Law figure, Law from One Piece. And I like it a lot. And I was showing him a picture, like some pictures of it. And he was really impressed with the figure, but he was like, it's kind of ruined by the face. Like, he was like, it's really impressive, except for the fact that it looks like an anime face. And I was like, alright, Big Boss, that's fine. At least he was impressed with Law's titties, and I can appreciate that he appreciated that. Is anybody old enough so you all know what a meme is, obviously. You're children. But are any of you old enough to know, back before we knew with confidence how to say the word meme? Did any of you also have classmates or friends who thought it was pronounced May? I was one of those. I didn't say it out loud. I learned. I was like, oh, it's pronounced meme. Awesome. I'm glad I didn't embarrass myself and call it a May in public. But I heard another girl call it a May. And I was like, it wasn't just me! Memes or Maymays. It's just, it's a silly word. I feel like I want to add more shadows to his titties. Me obviously putting in the most effort for the one who's half naked. Listen, that was kind of the whole crux of my story, wasn't it? You put in the extra effort for your favorites. Excellent, we finished Okie Dokie. Yeah, that's good. Now we just got Pheasantipity, and then we can, put together a composition for this bad boy. Pheasantipity's gonna benefit from shadows a lot. Because his legs are so much of one color. Because the back of his, like, kimono thing, and then the boots are the same color. This will be really nice for him. You think everyone called it Maymays as a joke in your class? More of your classmates were fighting about the pronunciation of GIF. I think my class all pretty much agreed on GIF. So yeah, I call it a GIF. Poisonally. And also, poisonally. I couldn't really give less of a shit about how someone else pronounces it. If someone's like, oh, a GIF, I don't sit there and go, you mean GIF? People who do that, and both ways. You know, those are the type of people who deserve to get, slapped. I think you mean GIF. No, I said my dumb fucking word, you worthless piece of shit. You peaked in high school, no one loves you. That's how that interaction makes me feel. It's like, what's it fucking matter? It doesn't. Wow, you aren't special. You are not important. You will die and no one will care. You will have no mark on history. Except for being the 4 millionth person who feels like they need to make a fucking war out of something as inconsequential as GIF or GIF. But I'm so sick of, this is an internet thing. The internet being like, can we make everything an argument? No, how about we don't, actually? That's a concept. How about we, fucking stop doing that. We don't need, not everything needs to be a dumbass war. A dumbass fandom war. I remember what really initiated this kind of thought process with me was in Project Sekai. So, you can, like, name your profile. So it shows up when you play, you know, in a multiplayer. Totally normal, nothing special. Some people wanted to use their profile names to share with other players their love for specific characters in Genshin Impact. And for some reason, the Project Sekai community, or at least the subreddit, decided I hate Genshin. Oh, I almost sneezed. Oh, fuck. I hate Genshin Impact. And so they just started being incredibly rude and catty. The amount of, like, Genshin players KYS bullshit I saw. And it's like, are you seriously such a dumb, fucking stupid cunt that you don't grasp that someone can have 2 hobbies? Well, I know this is a real mind bender for you. An absolute Nimrod of a person. The dumbest fucking kind of person who doesn't understand that a person can have 2 interests. Are you seriously that motherfucking stupid? Or are you that motherfucking desperate for some kind of attention to feel like the special hero? Because I like to play this mobile game, and I don't like that other mobile game. Wow, you are not important. You are fucking dumb. And that kind of a thing just pisses me off. Like, hey, why do I see X fans in my different game? And it's like, because people can play more than one game when they're not too busy shoving their own heads so far up their own ass that their eyes turn brown and their coughs smell like shit. Fuck off! Anyway, rant over. I don't see that kind of bullshit too much anymore, but also I stopped going to the Project Sekai subreddit when those gigabrains decided to have a real meltdown over the fact that, Native American, well, just natives, not just Native Americans, like Native Japanese, natives, maybe didn't love the depiction that Project Sekai had of native people in, an event. And admittedly, it wasn't a negative one, but they did have the characters, so, like, it was Wonderland Showtime, so they do plays, and in the play that they were doing, some of the characters were playing native characters, and they had on, like, face paint, like war paint, and they needed to be civilized by the characters playing colonizers, and it wasn't, like, the worst thing ever, but it was also, like, this isn't the best thing ever. And so, the EN server did not have that event. We didn't get those cards, we didn't get those outfits, we didn't get that event. We did get the song that went with it, though, which is pretty cool. But the subreddit just had a real fucking meltdown. A whole lot of white kids crying because it's not even Native Americans. I want my event. Boo-hoo. Oh no, you don't get one Rui card. Because that's it. That's all they cared about. One character, Rui. The boy with purple hair. That's all they wanted. I want my Rui card. My Rui card is special to me. He's my special smookums. Wow. You're so fucking annoying. How about you shut the fuck up? How about you think about that for a second? So I stopped going to the subreddit because it's a bunch of racist children who were mad that they didn't get one fucking outfit for a fucking fake character. Sometimes I'm gonna reveal a naughty thing I like to do. Sometimes I like to go to the subreddit actually and just downvote things like a hater. I don't do that very often though. But sometimes I just go, what if? I just downvote a bunch of stuff. But Reddits are also such a grab bag of like quality. Some of them are like, hey, this is alright. And then others are like, vote on who your least favorite fucking PNG of this one character is. I will update this every day. Also, upvote me. Give me internet points. I want karma. And it's like, God, this is boring. God damn, this is boring. So, yeah, Reddit's a real mixed bag of quality. No, I've got the hiccups. I wound myself up too much. God had to be like, settle down. There's only one person I'm okay with gatekeeping, and he always greets us with nothing to report. You're so right, Mira. I love Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper is smash. That's husband material. Damn, that was like someone getting pissed over that there are artwork instead of games. I know, that's the thing! The amount of times I've seen people be like, because I have a couple Project Sekai videos, and in at least one of them, but in multiple, I've mentioned I don't like Shio much. She's one of the characters. And people be like, I just feel like I need to defend her. And I'm like, you don't, she's not real. I can't hurt her feelings, she's a PNG. She's not a real person. You don't need to defend her because she's not real. You know? I saw that a lot with, Ruby too. That's why I would so often go out of my way to mention, like, this was a writer chose this. Because otherwise people would be like, well, it makes sense that Ruby whatever, because she had just something excuse. And I'm like, a writer made that decision. Ruby is not a real person. Thank you, X-Death. But yeah, I'm real fucking sick of people forgetting that characters are written, and that they are not real people. They do not have feelings that can get hurted. Your little snookums is just an image. Get the fuck over it. That was so quick and efficient. Oh, I'm a fucking art god. I need to blow my nose. Twiins, shame on you. That's hilarious. Saw someone say that gatekeeping is good because if they truly wanted to be part of the fan base, they'd walk around the gate. That's so cringe. That's unfathomably cringe. Imagine thinking your thing is so special, people need to, like, train for it. That's so fucking embarrassing. I feel like those people just have really bad toxic positive, or at worst have terrible case of main character syndrome. Oh yeah. I think main character syndrome, from what I hear, is a bit more of a common thing these days. And I think it's because we're just always being filmed. We have set up the expectation that you're on camera. You should want to be on camera, and you should want to be the star of this proverbial YouTube short. Except it's not a YouTube short, it's real life, you know? So I do blame that. A fascinating concept that I think about pretty often these days is the panopticon. I don't know if any of you know about that. The idea, it was for a prison. It was there's a watchtower in the center of a bunch of cells. And you can't tell if someone is in the watchtower. You can't tell if someone in the watchtower is looking at you. But the idea that you might be watched means that you behave as if you are being watched at all times. This concept was not put into practice. But I think about it a lot, because with the way that everyone's always filming everything, and so we've kind of created the panopticon. Something as not inconsequential as, like, a gal was eating an ice cream in, like, a sports, like, she was visiting us, doing a sport thing in the audience, watching, like, baseball or something. And the camera lands on her just long enough to see her taking a lick of her tasty ice cream, and then the internet, like, started hypersexualizing this random woman. And it's things like that that make me think about just the concept of the panopticon, and makes me think about how kids are. With this idea that they could always be surveillanced. They could always theoretically be the next thing that goes viral on TikTok. And it's not always a good thing. You know, you're not always gonna be the Haktua girl kind of a deal. You might get a bunch of people sexualizing you for enjoying a sweet treat at a sport game. I don't know. This is the kind of thoughts I have these days. I think it's not good that we are so surveillanced. But moreover, I think it's not good because there are so many times, obviously a lot that you see online is fake. I remember the most obvious one I saw. At first I thought it was pretty cute. The idea was, it was like a TikTok, but I only see TikToks on Reddit. But, it was like someone had suggested a handful of Elden Ring phrases for her to say to her boyfriend. And to get his reaction when, you know, she knows these things when she's not a gamer. And it's like, how do you know about that kind of a deal? And I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute at first, and then it just kept going. Like, their conversation kept going, and the problem was his performance was not real enough. He sucked at acting, like, flabbergasted, and it made me go, oh, this is scripted. Or at least acted out. They didn't literally write a script, but this is performed, kind of a deal. But a lot isn't, and sometimes it'll be like, oh, a funny video of just something around the house, even something outside, and it's like I just happened to catch this, and they really did. You know, it wasn't like it'll be things that couldn't be scripted, kind of a deal, like the dog doing something funny or whatever. But I'll be like, haha, wow, that was interesting. Why were you filming? Why did you just... And I think that a lot when it's like funny videos of like like babies spilling something or like a dog making a mess. The ones that I appreciate more are the ones where it's like dog begins to make a mess and clearly like whoever's filming like the camera moves suddenly and then ends because they're putting the phone down to be like, oh shit. But the ones that just sit there and film the happening, film the dog like stumble over and knock over all the plants or whatever. And I'm like, why are you just filming? Put the phone down. And I am not one of those people who look down on like concert goers for wanting to get a picture or a video of a fun concert. I think that's asinine. You're not more special than anyone else because you opted to not film, you know? People like sharing memories. Yo, I saw the concert, here's a picture from it. Yo, that's fucking sick, I hope you had fun. But even I'm sitting there and going like, why are you just always filming? Like, sometimes you do have to put the camera down. You know? Sometimes you do gotta stop looking at life through a viewfinder, as it were. Really starting to show my age now, aren't I? I feel like only olds talk like this. Sorry, I went on for a little bit. Let me go back and read some of these chit-chats that y'all had. I remember talking about Ruby with a fan IRL and talking about how it was weird that a lot of their character motivations seemed to fizzle by the end of Volume 6. And it was so weird because I mentioned that as a writing decision, but they always took it as if that was like a personal flaw of the characters. Like, as if they were, as people, not internally motivated. They were nice, but it was odd. Yeah, I wonder how old that person was. I feel like this is a harder thing for younglings to kind of engage with. Even if they get the concept. I think kids find it easier to look at character motivations. Especially, like, I think about Warrior Cats, and that's a book series that is obviously written by people. But it is easier for me to be like, and then he decides to... you know, kind of when talking about it. So, but I don't know. If there's anything I've learned, it's that, older people can be pretty dumb too sometimes. And that's not a dumb thing. That's not, like, a lack of intelligence, but, you know, old people can struggle with that kind of stuff too. This art stream ended up going for longer than I anticipated. We're almost done, though. Which is good. Good, because I'm running out of water. I'm okay. Oh, weird cough that one was. Dude once told me that if you want to take part in a hobby, you shouldn't try to change that hobby, because it was never yours to begin with. You're just adopting it. Sounds like wise words. And as someone who spent multiple years trying to change a hobby, Ruby, for the better, I must agree. Just engage. Just engage as much as you want, and that's kind of all I can say. Hell yeah! Alright! Almost done dies, for real. a very demure and pretty cough that was. I take pics before and after I do the cool thing I'm gonna do. Not during. I want to experience the thing fully. I've never been to a concert personally. I definitely wouldn't film it the full way through. Mostly because, like, my battery would die. But, I feel like I would probably take a picture, maybe after a song. Like, yo, first song, this is so exciting. And then, like, you know, they finish up and it's like, yeah, we're all clapping. I think I would want to get a picture at that point. So I can be like, this is how close I was to the stage, sort of a deal. But also I have to say, as someone who has not been to a concert myself, I appreciate people who do film concerts because I get to watch them on YouTube. Who would you go to? I think a Vocaloid concert would be pretty fly. I like Vocaloids. Or Ninja Sex Party, I think. I do still really like Ninja Sex Party. Sorry, I just realized that this hand was just completely flat. So yeah, I don't think there are any other, like, musicians that I like enough that I would want to see them in concert. Want to spend the money on. That's the other thing. I would want to, like, if I'm gonna go to a concert, I want to get, like, the VIP ticket, you know? I want to really go all out with it. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess either Vocaloid or Ninja Sex Party. Okay, great! And now we can make them all look compositionally good and also figure out a background. We're pretty good with this composition. I want to tighten it up a little bit. So, forgive me while I fiddle-dee-dee for a second. I'd like to be able to... The problem is, I'm worried we're just gonna lose... we're gonna lose Okie Doki's good legs. I took all this time to design his pants well. That's the problem when you want to make, like, an interesting composition. Because I want to be able to see them all clearly, but also... Like, I don't want to just line them up boringly. Okay, hang on. I'm doing fiddle-dee-dees. Shit. Fuck. I feel like this is exactly how I had them, but I just moved them all up a little bit. Monkey Dory has to go behind Okie Dokie. And so should Pheasantipity. Okay, good. Okay, I think I like that. I'd love to see one of those Zelda or Pokemon orchestras live. That would be pretty cool. I'm not huge on symphonies. Like, I like them plenty, but I think I'd rather watch something with, like, I don't know, a little bit more rock, as it were. Critters videos are really the only interaction I have with Ruby anymore. Honestly, I don't even watch those. I'll check out her rewrite stuff a little, but, like, I don't even watch Critters videos, so I am so out of any kind of Ruby space. I don't even remember which volumes are which anymore. And I still get comments on my videos, and I ignore most of them, but sometimes, like today, I got one on one of them, where I think it was on the mobile game, the crappy mobile game that doesn't exist anymore. Also, the show is dead. But they were, like, mad that I was like, I don't think Adam should be a 4-star, or, like, a high-level card. because he's not that good. And they were like, Adam is the best. Everyone in the White Fang should be high-level cards. And I didn't care, but I replied with no, like, punctuation. And I replied to them with, don't care, he's dumb. Like, I'm not fighting people about Ruby anymore. Critter, frowny face. Her art's fun. I like to look at the designs that she posts on Twitter. Went to the Lord of the Rings symphony. That's pretty cool. Your Minions bottle keeps spilling everywhere. I think it's time to get yourself a new bottle, perhaps. Oop, hang on, I don't want to cut off Pheasandipity's hand there. Nice. Hang on. Nice. Let's figure out a background back here. Let's just make it look pleasant. Is that pleasant? Is that... Or does it kind of look like that they're boiling in oil? Maybe we should roll with that. Sorry, I got quiet. I'm thinking like an artist. Are those old videos worth keeping anymore? Like, the headaches alone must be mind-numbing. They're not, like, terrible, I suppose. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I still make money off of them, so might as well keep them around. Glad you moved on for yourself. Life's too short to spend energy on things you don't like. For real. Hooray! I think I've done it. I think there's one final thing I could do. It would be what a pain in the ass. Oh. We're gonna do the final thing. Because it would be good. Okay. Just bear with me for a second. I'm getting all their colors. And I'm gonna put all their colors onto one layer. And I'm making it a drop shadow, basically. It's not hard, it's just, it's not even really that time consuming either. Which is why it's like, oh fine, I'll do it, I guess. The heck, where'd Monkey Dory go? Did I assimilate Monkey Dory into someone else's layer? Like, folder? Yes, I did! Okay, and now we're gonna fuse all these together. Great, so now they're on one layer. I'm gonna select the whole thing. Black. Great. And now we're going to, also this is fun because you get to see them in like silhouette. Isn't that neato? Look at how fucking, look at these fucking salad fingers that I gave Okie Dokie. God damn. Too late for that now. Lower that opacity I like 50. 50's usually good. Yeah, 55. And we're gonna go doink. And then that should be everything we need. And now we can bring everyone back and fiddle with that as we need to. Wow. And now it's like they exist, like, in the third dimension. Ooh, wow. Dimensions. Fancy. Wowee. Cool. Got a new water bottle, it's Kirby? Hell yeah. Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu! So hooray! Finally did it. It took a while. But, I'm happy with all these. Real dang happy. So I'll post this to Twitter. Good stuff, good stuff. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Stealing that for when I get good at art. Hell yeah. That's yeah. There's a smart way you can use shadows to your advantage like that for everything. You just gotta don't be afraid to try to think outside the box. Did good on these 5 Pikachus, thanks. Awesome. So yeah, thanks for sticking around, listening to me rant. Rant and rave about Project Sekai fandoms in general, I guess. So yeah, thanks for being here. I hope you had fun. Make smart choices. Drink your vegetables, eat your water. And I'll see you on the flip side. Goodbye.